Nah, I still ain't watched it yet on TV. I ain't watched it yet on TV or whatever else. But I mean, I had to go back and watch it. I still haven't done that yet. I mean, we just got here, man. It was a long trip, man. We just got here. So Sunday, the way they had it was Sunday, bro. I slept all day. That's why when you text me, and I was like, "Shit, I can't." I said, "Not right now, bro." I was a motherfucking recluse. I was in the dark, so I slept all day Sunday. Just from being tired from the energy and everything else was putting out for doing that. You feel what I'm saying? It take a long ass. It take a lot out of you to do this shit. So first I was tired from that, and then all day Monday morning, which was 6:50 Monday morning, but I think like 11:50 Sunday night. 11:50 Monday morning. I'm sorry, 11:50 Monday morning, but 11:50 Sunday night, our time. So we just got back at like 8 o'clock, 8 something this evening, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. But hey, man, I want to do this first. I want to say this first, man. Shout out to everybody that's been giving us encouraging words. Everybody that's been in the inbox. Everybody, man, I ain't been getting nothing but love from everywhere. I appreciate every single and every last one of y'all. I can't respond to every last one of y'all. I do respond to some. I can't respond to all of y'all. It'd be too damn much. I can't even double tap the shit. It'd be too much. I promise you. It's just a lot. So I do appreciate the support. B Norman Jr. B Norman Jr. is fine. He ain't his confidence ain't broken. His confidence ain't shaking. He cool. He understands what happened. He understands what it is. All it was him not being him. Anybody that knows him knows that that's exactly what it was. It was him not being him. With that being said, with some of the people who had something to say about coaching and some of the things I was saying, you got to understand from my standpoint, from a person that knows the person that's in the ring. I don't know what y'all heard in the corner. I don't know what parts they heard or whatever else. But if you know, I kept asking him, "Are you locked in?" I'm looking at his eyes. Are you locked in? Are you good? Are you straight? Because he knows what we need to be doing. And to him, like I told you on several occasions, to him that I know, even 50% of him would have took care of that. You get what I'm saying? But he wouldn't let his hands fly like he wanted to let his hands fly. He wouldn't let his hands fly like he needed to let them fly. And he wouldn't do what he needed to do. So again, like I said, sometimes, people have bad games. People have bad days. So, one can be on and one can be off. And that's just how it was. You feel what I'm saying? Simple as that. But like I said, shout out to all the people who are respecting the game and respecting what was going on. And that is what it is.
Nah, I hear you on that, man. What was the conversation like with you and your son? Obviously, reflecting on it and stuff like that. A long flight back, obviously.
No, not really. Not really. He knew what it was off top. It was off top. It was basic as what you saw. The some of the encouraging words I was giving him in the corner and some of the um pep talks that I'm giving him in the corner was pretty much to let him know where you at with it. Like you just need to be you. You need to go out here and throw your coming up. You know what I'm saying? Let your hands go. Let your hands fly, and that'll be enough to do what we need to do. Because he's a thief, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. He's a thief, meaning he steals rounds. We're talking about Devin Haney here. He's a thief. He steals rounds. He knows how to steal rounds. That's what he made his career on. He knows how to steal a round. He gonna pop, boom, 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 round by round. Make sure you win round by round, and that's what he's good at doing. And that, so he's doing what he's good at doing. I need you to go out there and be good at what you're good at doing. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's pretty much lock in or whatever else. The world still has not seen the best Brian Norman Jr. That wasn't even the Brian Norman Jr. you've seen before. If you got a question about that, why don't you go watch and see was there anything that Devin did to stop that? Like I said, was it the shot that he landed in that when he stunned him in round two? That's a possibility. Like I said, everybody got the plan to get in and hit the mouth. You know what I'm saying? I told you power changes everything or whatever the case may be. Maybe that's what had him hesitate. I don't know. I can't say on that note right there. But he seemed to be locked in. He seemed to be good. It's just funny to me how on one light, the exact same people talking all that trash was talking big when Devin Haney got dropped by Ryan Garcia all them times and giving him big up for finishing the fight on his feet, trying to make adjustments. Well, he wouldn't even make adjustment, but, coming back and finishing the fight on his feet. But those same people not giving Brian Norman Jr. the same praise with making adjustments and actually winning rounds. He wasn't just, a wash is when you lose every single round. You feel what I'm saying? He wasn't in there getting beat up. If you take round two out, it was a close ass fight. That's all you can say.
Okay. I don't want to go like to the point of what rounds you feel like you won, but what do you feel like? What rounds do you think you won?
I can't again. I just did a round by
You
round. If
didn't
you
even
want to
watch
do
him.
it,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll have to do a round by round type situation. But I know for a fact that at me watching them, if you take out round two, I know with me watching them, I know Devin was pretty much inactive. He wasn't active in those rounds. He was not actively throwing a lot of punches. He wasn't actively doing anything. It was a good jab here and there, sneaker shot on off the clinch. He will fight off the inside, fight off the clinch on the inside. Like I said, still around. A thief, a good thief. You know what I'm saying? Doing what he needed to do to win the game of boxing. That's what he did. Simple as
I
that.
I never got to ask you on the last live. After round two, he comes into the corner. Obviously you guys are having a conversation. What's that
Right.
like?
I can't remember exactly what was said. I was looking. Of course, I'm worried because I never seen him hurt. He was hurt.
So
By
were
the, it
you
was
panicking?
no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Because I seen his eyes when he sat down. Like I said, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at him clear. You know, I'm looking at how he is. You feel what I'm saying? If you got any question of how was he, then go look at Devin Haney's action the next round. Did he attack him? Did he try to get him out of there the third round? No, he did not. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, go look for yourself. When people who want to get people out of there, when they know they got a wounded animal, I got him for the kill. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna go in there and do that. Devin Haney had already felt it. He had already felt the heat. So that's why he respected him enough to not even try to go for that. You feel me? So now I knew he was good. I knew he was good. I knew it was just a matter of him being him. And that's what I was trying to get out of him the whole night. Him being him, him locking in, him using his jab. He got a great jab. Him jabbing to the body, him jabbing to the head, him changing the levels of his jab, not just single jabs, double jabs, jabbing high, jabbing low, giving them something to look at because when he gave them something to look at, Devin Haney was retreating. Devin Haney was retreating until he get close enough, and then he'll reach in the clinch, and then he'll try to steal some rounds out the clinch.
Right, right. Um, Post press conference comes and Bill Haney, talks about you a little bit. Talks about
I ain't hear it.
oh no, okay, so yeah, obviously in the lead up, he was saying that he was just talking and you were being disrespectful towards him, and
Absolutely.
that you guys coming to Saudi Arabia late, just shows the air experience that you guys didn't have coming in, and also coached. You got out coached.
Well, with that being the same as that thing about the inexperience, you have to understand we literally on the same time that we was on in Saudi Arabia. We fought at 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning is 8 o'clock in the afternoon. 4:30. That's eight o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time. They went across several time zones. They went to Colorado. They went to LA. They went to not Colorado, Denver. Yeah, Denver, Colorado. They went to these places. We didn't. We was on the East Coast and we stayed on East Coast time. As far as the acclimation for the air and everything we was doing, we already 2,000 feet above in Atlanta, Georgia. We was literally 300 feet off. So again, that was not that's him making excuses for us. We don't need those excuses. You know what I'm saying? We're not saying, yeah, we didn't get acclimated to. No, we didn't. We don't need those excuses. We didn't make those excuses. So I don't need Bill Haney to give us those excuses.
You know,
Everything was set. Everything was set. Everything was good. Brian looked good. He was great. He was hurting us. He was fucking hurting us, literally. Like we was trying to get through the shit that's in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? That's another reason I'm trying to get him to lock in. Like, man, get that nigga the same fucking heat you been giving us. You feel what I'm saying? Like he was all good. There was no issues whatsoever with the training. There was no issues whatsoever with the build-up. There was no issues whatsoever leading all the way to the ring. There was no issues whatsoever. We had no problems. Everything was good to go. That's why I'm so confident. That's why I'm so high. That's why and I still feel the game plan that I came with, the game plan that if executed like it was been properly, it would have worked. 'Cause like I said, Devin Haney he doesn't throw a lot of punches. He doesn't throw. He's not a high activity type fighter. I came on here and I said that many times. He's not a high activity type fighter. He's not that type of fighter. Brian Norman Jr. is. He is a high activity type fighter, but he wasn't given high activity. So he gives high activity with counter punching in between. He wasn't doing that, and that's what I needed him to lock in and do.
so tell me, do you feel like Haney's a lot better than what you thought coming into the fight?
Better, no. Stronger, yes.
Stronger.
Yes. I don't feel like he's a lot better. No, not at all. I feel like he's a lot stronger than I thought. Yes.
Did you guys underestimate that?
Strength, yeah, of course. But I mean, I said it wasn't even as underestimated strength. It was I said for a fact. I said to get the power, is certain things you have to do, and he did that for that period of time and did that, and then he went back to doing what he do. So shout out to him. Like I said, it was a great concoction and a great recipe for him to do what he do and do what he did, and he got the win. And congratulations to him getting the win. I'm not discrediting the win. I'm not saying you a bum. I'm not saying nothing about that. You feel what I'm saying? But to the other people who hit me about another guy that still to this day has never fought anybody with the accolades of a Devin Haney, who had the chance to fight a Devin Haney, who didn't fight a Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? Y'all people need to go away. Y'all people are the dumbest. Y'all people sound stupid. You feel what I'm saying? Even the person's next opponent or next two opponents is not a Devin Haney as far as accolades, as far as experience. So you say he's not as far as experience, as far as accolades. All of them, every last one, Devin Haney, that guy, and Brian Norman Jr. fought the exact same type of fighters, come forward type guys. And when the other guy fought not a non-forward type guy, he made him look like shit. And when Devin Haney fought a non-forward type guy with a step around guy like guy with Lomachenko, he had problems with him. I mean, like I said, I don't have a problem with keeping it real. I don't have a problem with keeping it across the board. But if it is what it is, let's keep it across the board. That's all I'm saying.
Um, Bill also said you seemed like you was coming in too cocky for this fight. What do you think? Do you feel like, I know we talked throughout the gear up. You
Right.
said you already had what, like all rocks were unturned. What do you think?
I don't think I came in too cocky. If everything would have lined up the way I needed to line up, it didn't. So I will take that. I will take that as my only learning experience from it. So I will take that as a learning experience from it, absolutely. So I will take that period. Whether it be needs to be more humble coming in, whether it be need to be more, you know what I'm saying, more careful about what you say and what you do coming in. Outside of that, I will take that. I'm gonna take that as a lesson. Like I said, as long as you learn from it, it's not a loss. You feel me? I think
Hmm.
Brian Jr. definitely learned from it. He wasn't himself. He wasn't being himself. Like I said, people have bad games. People have bad days all the time. And that clearly wasn't a Brian Norman Jr. that nobody's seen, that you don't see in the latest times. You feel what I'm saying?
You say he wasn't himself. You
Nah.
know, try to dive in a little bit more. Let us know because you
He's
guys you know him more.
he's a more active fighter. He's a more active fighter. He's a more high paced fighter. He's a more high activity type fighter. He's a more my thing is what I've always taught him from the beginning is when I was teaching him my style back in the day, which he don't fight no more. My thing was always act looking for the reaction so you can counter react. So I'm coming at you, but I'm expecting a reaction. I'm looking for the reaction so I can counter that shit. You feel what I'm saying? So it's act looking for the reaction so you can counter react. He wasn't acting enough to get the counter reaction. You get what I'm saying? And Devin Haney, like I said, for the most part, is not really a counter reactor in that type of situation. You feel me?
Do you feel like it was the bright lights?
Not at all. Not at all. I don't think that had nothing to do with nothing. No, I
Why
didn't see that.
not?
Because I've seen that before. I've seen him do this. I've seen him do that to me in sport. Like when you hear like the Richardson Hitchison sparring, for example, you hear me, you'll hear me say the Philadelphia guy the first time. Who else? You'll hear me where I say there are times where I'm telling you to do something, you're just gonna lock in and this and that, whatever may be the reason. I've seen it in different lights. So it definitely ain't got nothing to do with those lights. I've seen that before in different lights. It's not my first time seeing it. So it definitely wasn't the lights.
Okay.
I've seen it. You can count on one hand how many times I've seen it, but I've seen it. Michael Fox, when he sparred Michael Fox. You can ask Michael Fox, I kept screaming, I stopped talking. You feel what I'm saying? It's certain things are like, bro, you're not doing what you do. You're not being you. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna shut the fuck up because you ain't listening to what I got to say. I'm not saying that to say that that what this is, but I'm just letting you know it ain't got nothing to do with the lights, is what I'm saying. What had nothing to do with the lights.
Okay, because you feel like you've seen that before in him
I have definitely seen that before.
from the
Yeah,
sparring. But you don't
yeah, yeah.
think that those lights can turn it up, those nerves, and because
I don't
it's
think I don't.
ultimately nerves, right?
He was so locked in. No, he was there. He was there. I know my boy. He was there. I know him well. He was there. He was there.
And y'all were
I
locked in.
was locked in. He was there. I don't think it had nothing to do with no life. It wasn't a big. Where you talking like it might have been like 2,500, 3,000 people in that. That wouldn't have even a big venue. It was nothing.
Yeah, but like you see
Hey! Stop!
turkeys.
Stop! 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 Don't go, Charlie. I'm telling you already. I don't need you to tell
What
me. I'm
about
telling
art?
you.
No, but this is a question that I get
Yeah,
in the comments. Check
yeah,
this out.
yeah.
People saying maybe you got nervous because Turkey was there.
I don't even think he looked at Turkey. I didn't even know. I don't think he looked at Turkey at all. I don't think he thinks.
Or the magnitude of the
I've
card.
never heard him talk so much of Turkey where he worried about performing in front of Turkey. So I don't think that's it at all. No, no. I think Turkey is just another person to him. I don't. I've never heard ooh, Turkey gonna be there. Nah, it ain't. Turkey ain't that kind of guy. Does I'm not saying that in a disrespectful type way. I'm just saying like I think Roy Jones. I'm not saying that to be real. That's somebody who he idolized, somebody who he looks up to. You feel what I'm saying in the house and man, Roy here. You feel what I'm saying? We would have talked about it. He would have said something. He would have said something if he had any kind of excitement about somebody being there, he would have said it, or it would have been talked about a time or two or mentioned sometime during the week. It wasn't even mentioned. Turkey wasn't mentioned about nothing. Man, Turkey gonna be there. Nah, wasn't nobody thinking about that.
Okay, yeah. Um, obviously lots of people got stuff to say. You tell me, like, do you go out your way? I've seen coaches on the internet as well, talk about this fight. Obviously, it's a big fight. Everyone's eyes are on it. You had lots to say on the internet. And, I would like for you to clarify. I know who you're talking about. I don't really want to go in and out. You know what I mean? But the floor is yours. I mean, we got over almost 500 people here just
Oh,
watching.
oh,
Double tap the
nah,
screen.
it depends. You talking about you talking about my post I just put up or something?
You just post, yeah.
Well, now I'm gonna address one that I know for a fact. I'm Barry Richardson. Barry Richardson. That's my whole ass ex coach out of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm gonna address him by
Your
name, and
your your ex coach.
he coached me at the end of my career, the last few fights. Barry Richardson. He
Okay.
a whole ass motherfucker.
So
Let me
he didn't
explain to you.
start you up.
No, hell no. He called
Your
me at the
end of
very
your
end.
your end of your
I
crow.
trained the end of my pro career. I trained myself. I was training myself. Pascal fight. I trained myself for that fight. Xavier Biggs went to me to Pascal fight. So he was after all of that. He was with me during the Vertigo time. So he was with me during the end. He was with me during the end when I told you I was sat in the audience with the money and I was like, this would make it hard. They gave me all that money in my hand. They cashed my check right there on the spot. That kind of shit. He was with me doing that. He was with me during the hard times. You feel what I'm saying? And I respected him for that. He even helped me get my boys started with doing this shit. That's why he knew my son since he was 2 years old. He knew, you feel what I'm saying? He knew my oldest son, who 31 now, since he was 6 years old. So that's why I got a problem with. That's why I'm saying this fuck ass name, Barry Richardson. He a hoe ass nigga. Let me explain to you how. He a hoe ass nigga because I called him to the camp to help me train my son. He's literally never trained a fighter to get where my son is today. We fell out at the Quentin Rounder fight. He was with me he was with me in the corner. He heard me telling B to jab. He heard me telling B to stop smothering himself. He heard me telling B all of these things that needed to be said, right? But you remember that was when Timothy Bradley flip-flopped it and said all the fuck shit he said, and that's when the world turned on B. But he said, this is after. He comes to me and say, now mind you, he's right there with me. He know what's going on. He know the truth about what's going on. But he uses that time to stab me in the back and say, I had to save you in the corner when you didn't know what to do. I know what you're talking about. Mind you, let me explain this to some people. The scorecards in Quentin Rounder fight was 97, 91, or 92 on each scorecard, and 99, 91, or 97, 92 was like the lowest, some shit like that. It was like 11 rounds or something, and he won 11 rounds on some, I mean, not 11 rounds, I'm sorry, because it was a 10-round fight. He won 9 rounds on some people's scorecard and 7 rounds on the worst scorecard, right? Y'all can go look at these scores to be exact. So that means he won the shit handily. But I'm telling him how to get these clean shots off. I'm explaining him what he needs to do. I'm explaining him that he needs to stop smothering. He needs to set. I'm telling him exactly what he needs to do, right? He knows this. This motherfucker said to me, I had to save you when you didn't know what to do. Like, what you talking about? How the fuck you save me? And he gave him some dumbass shit. He said, I said, bro, that's not even the right thing to do. Like, what you talking about? So we fell out behind that. We fell out behind that, right? So I told the motherfucker, hey, bro, I'm not fucking with you no more. Don't you call my son no more. I want you out away from all this shit, right? Giovanni Santillon fight. Of course, Boca Chica fight come and go. Ain't nothing said about him. He out the way. So that's months later. Giovanni Santillon fight get announced. This pussy ass nigga texts my son. My son. He texts my son and say, do me a favor, please, because I'm training my son by myself with Giovanni Santillon. Ain't nobody helping me at all. Do me a favor. I need you to get your daddy some help. Get somebody in the corner. I don't care who you get somebody. Your daddy don't know what he doing. Your daddy can't do this by himself. So B is with me when he looking at this shit. He show it to me. He mad as hell. He show it to me like, yeah, nah, fuck that nigga. So, it's over with him as far as that go. But of course, I've been knowing the man for over 20 years. I've been knowing him for like 25 years or so, some shit like that, right? So I said, okay, you know what? When I see him again, he congratulated when he beat Giovanni Santillon and knocked his ass out through the trainer. That's why if you listen to the Giovanni Santillon fight at the end, what I kept saying was, who can't train? That was for Barry Richardson personally. Who can't train? Who can't train? Pussy. I would that one for Tim Bradley, that one for nobody. It was for Barry Richardson. That's who I was saying that for. You feel what I'm saying? He has literally never in 40, 45 years, however long he's been training in the game, he has never raised a real, true world champion. Never. He's got like minor titles, minor world, international type shit. He's literally never raised one or never made one. Not raised. I keep saying raised. I mean made. He's never made one, right? So now, when B win that, he ain't out on every post giving B props when he knock out Giovanni. He not on every post giving B props when he knock out Cuevas. He not on every post giving B props and reposting when he knock out Jen Sasaki. But guess when he come alive? Guess when he come alive? When he lose to Devin Haney. So when he lose to Devin Haney, he come alive. Right? One of my real partners see it. He called him out on it. He said, hey, bro, you realize your friends and family can see the shit you saying and posting. I'm looking at this on the inbox. I was doing that when you were telling me too. I'm looking at this on the inbox. He said, hey, bro, you realize your friends and family can see what you post. I know exactly what I'm saying. I told that young man, I've been blah, 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 blah. And this since before he been born. So I jump on. Fuck, nigga, this Big B, I will, I'll say what I say and cuss his ass out. You ain't never did this and that, whatever. Like, how the fuck you gonna come out of nowhere? You weren't even big up in the kid. You knew the boy since he was 2 years. My son was 2 years old, sleeping in a chair when I was at the gym working out. So when he told y'all that story about me on that big ass bag in front of him and I was his hero, that's a real live story. It was this one chair that sat right there by the bag I worked on. My 2-year-old son sat right there and watched me every fucking day when he came in that bitch. That was a true story. This pussy ass nigga, 20 years exactly older than me, watched this whole thing take place. Me and him had beef back then because he wanted to tell me what I need to do and what I don't need to do. Again, I used to tell him back then, if you that good, this back then, this is my 20s. Find me somebody, train somebody that can beat me, then you can talk shit. He never did to this day. 20 plus years later. Never found nobody that could beat me, not in no fucking Atlanta. He ain't trained nobody that could beat me. So that's who that was about. The other guy who I said about, y'all obviously know who I was talking about. He hit me on the line, that's why I deleted the video. It was a misunderstanding. Whoever the fuck, Global, who I don't guard your grill. I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know what he been saying. I ain't gonna say nothing bad about him yet because I ain't really looking into it. I don't really be paying that shit no attention. But apparently somebody else called me back and told me whoever guard your grill be tagging him and shit, and it looked like he said it. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck it was, but I do know my son was on that motherfucker and there was some disparaging shit that was said. So again, I deleted it out of respect for the other guy. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't throw rocks at nobody who don't deserve it. While I'm talking about this, let me do this. Let me take the time to do this. I need to apologize to Kevin Newman. I talked to Kevin Newman in Saudi, and I made a mistake about Kevin Newman. I talked a lot of shit about Kevin Newman on here. It was all wrong. It was a misunderstanding. It was incorrect. It wasn't Kevin Newman that was even talking shit to me about nothing. So shout out to Kevin Newman. Salute to Kevin Newman's career. I hope he do big things in his career, whatever. But shout out to Kevin Newman. I ain't got no bad blood towards Kevin Newman. I apologize to Kevin Newman for saying all the fuck shit that I said. It was just, me defending my shit. You know me, you come at me, I'm coming right back at you. That's just how I am. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it's about, though.
Okay.
But what I was saying, though, is You can see how it roll. The people who with you gonna show they with you, and then the people who like when they with you, you'll notice. Nah, they ain't seen, they ain't liking, they ain't around. But then when something go wrong, now here they come. You feel what I'm saying? Like this shit crazy, but it is what it is though.
That's the nasty work.
Nasty work, nasty work.